Hello everybody, and welcome to my first Vintage Cube video of the season. I'm so happy this format is back. I was out of town for the beginning of this, but we're going to hopefully get some videos going now. And I think we're just going to go with a Ragavan to start. A nice nimble pilferer up here. Counterspell is also very first pickable, as is Polluted Delta. Ketria Triumph to a lesser extent. I would take Polluted Delta, I think, over anything other than the Ragavan, but Ragavan is just really, really good. It's a powerful card in any format, and it gets better and better the stronger the format is. Like when you can Ragavan and then hit their Time Walk or their Ancestral Recall or something, it's that much better. Okay, pretty good pack to follow it up. We could take Kiki-Jiki, which is very good. Ragavan is probably at its best in blue-red, where you can use the treasures to cast counterspells and just all the broken blue stuff. And blue-red twin is one of the better decks in the format. There's also Firebolt, which is not a sexy pick, but it is really good. Cheap removal spell, it kills, I guess, not that many things in this pack, but Tracker, Kiki-Jiki, and it does help keep the curve down. I think that probably is the right pick here. This is good. Like, this is only good for blue-red twin. This is still good in blue-red, blue-red combo-y decks, but it's also much better for playing an aggro deck, or just, it's much more versatile. Okay, well, there's the Zealous Conscripts if we had taken the Kiki-Jiki. Kind of wishing we had done that now, of course, given this new information. But I think we just take the Monastery Swiftspear. It's not an exciting pick, but red is definitely open. Third pick, Elite 1-drop when we have, these are the perfect cards to pair with Swiftspear. Turn 1, Ragavan. Turn 2, Swiftspear, Firebolt your blocker, swing for 4 is going to win almost every game. Yeah, I think that is the pick here. Sorry, Zealous Conscripts. We could take this and try to wheel the Kiki-Jiki, but that's just not that likely to work. Yeah, let's take the Swiftspear. Okay, I think, yeah, it's not the most exciting first draft maybe, but red is certainly the open lane. I think if we're trying to play optimally, that is where we should be here. Given that, would we rather have Robber of the Rich or Rampaging Ferocidon? They're both pretty good. I think I'm going to take the Robber of the Rich. This is kind of funny, splash hate against the Twin combo, but that I'm not too worried about Twin. We'll beat Twin easily. Robber of the Rich is cheaper, which is really good, and also given this very low curve, this ability is much better. If they have more cards than us, we get to exile the top card of their library and play it. So with Ragavan plus Robber of the Rich, we're really getting to cast their card, which is kind of fun. I do think that's going to be a little bit better for us here than the Ferocidon. Yeah, we'll take the Robber. Okay. Ooh, close pick here. Taiga's an option. We're not going to take that here, but it is an option. It's really between Copter and Wasteland. And I would take Wasteland over almost any spell. This card is amazing, especially if we are mono red. The downside of it adding only colorless mana is near negligible, and the upside of being able to color screw your opponent or break up their Dark Depths combo or kill their manland or just set them back a land drop is pretty valuable. But Smuggler's Copter is one of the best cards we could get here. It's cheap, it filters, it has evasion. I mean, just starting to hit for 3 on turn 3, flying, looting through your deck. Really, really powerful card. Very, very close pick. I think I'm going to take the Wasteland, but I wouldn't fault someone for taking the other. And it does sort of depend on how many playables we end up having, but my guess is we're going to have plenty. Okay, there wasn't that much red in that pack, but back to a lot of red here. We're not an Orcish Lumberjack deck. I like that this card's in the format. It's a sweet card, but we passed the Taiga. We're not really doing that. City of Traders is one option. It's not great with what we have right now, but it's really good for powering out like Chandra a turn early. There's also Sunbaked Canyon and Light Up the Stage. I think I'm just going to take the Canyon, though, honestly. Oh, maybe City of Traders is better. Actually, yeah, let's take... So City of Traders helps us have more explosive starts. Sunbaked Canyon helps to insulate us against Mana Flood in the late game. We're going to have a pretty low curve. I think I am going to take the Sunbaked Canyon. It's close. It depends on how our deck looks. If we have tons of 1-drops, I'll definitely be happy we have the Sunbaked Canyon. If we're heavier on 3s and 4s, we'll wish that we had the Ancient Tomb. But so far, we're heavy on the 1-drops, which is great. Nothing here looks too good for us. Past in Flames, not really where we want to be. I don't think we're third past at Iconoclast deck. I guess we'll take this. We could be white. This card is not great in this sort of deck, but could get there, and I don't think anything else looks great, so we will take that. Very strong start. I mean, nothing super flashy, no power or anything, but a very good low curve, some cheap removal spells, good threats. Given that we're not the only red drafter though. Always a little bit too bad to see someone else in your colors, and that means that I'm regretting the Smuggler's Copter pick a little bit. We'll see. We have 5 cards that are very, very strong. Hopefully, we can get some more. Okay, this is not very good for us. This is more of a storm card. Exile the top 3 cards of your library, and you can play them until your next turn would be good. But if only playing them this turn means you need like 5+ mana to make that good. So we'll take Recruiter of the Guard, unhappily. Oh, whoa, Kiki Jiki came around. That's interesting. There's also Inspiring Vantage if we do want to be white, but oh, we're not even that likely to be kikiing, but I think we got to take it here. I don't think it's likely the Zealous Conscript comes around, but it's early enough that we can still pivot to blue-red. So Kiki Jiki combos with a number of cards. Restoration Angel. Okay, yeah, no, bummer. So we did not get the Zealous Conscript on the wheel. Not super surprising. What do we want to take here? Probably Duretti. Yeah, we'll take a Duretti. Probably not playing either of these. We will see. But yeah, so we might end up like if we see Pestermite Key and Deceiver Exarch, we could just go back to blue red, or back. I guess we never really were blue red, but we could go into blue, and just splash for the combo. We could find a Restoration Angel and just be like a red white deck, and that's a fine way to go. Kiki Jiki is not amazing if it only has 1 card to combo with, but we have Recruiter to find it. Kiki plus Guardian of Girapure is fine. That's an option. Okay, Oust not really a card we want to play. We do have to ready. Honestly, yeah, Oust is in a burn deck, not very good. I don't want to gain them 3 life, so I'm going to take the Dreadbore in case we get some black-red fixing. Alright, now we see Arena Rector, which is not good, but nothing else is good either. We will take this. Alright, so red is moderately cut. It's not like completely gone, but we're not going to be getting super late pickups. I say before getting 2 last pick red cards. We'll take a light at the stage, which is a good pickup, especially with the low curve with the Swift Spear. Although Swift Spear, I guess, actually is kind of weird with light at the stage because you have to play light at the stage post combat usually. Not too worried about that though. All right. These are the cards we know we're playing, and I'm really, really happy with all 6 of these. 6 elite playables is fine, but not great. Of course, you need to average like 7 or 8, but I think we'll be fine. Okay, interesting pack here. So first of all, we need to think if we're going to try to make the white splash work. We have some okay white cards, but nothing super exciting. And Eidolon and Incinerate are both really good. Eidolon is more likely to come around. I think I will take the Incinerate here. It's close. Eidolon is very good. Better in some matchups than others, of course. It's lights out against Storm. It's good against, like, decks that play lots of small things. But against decks that are just playing, like, 4 and 5 mana, mid-range threats, it's not great. I think I will take the Incinerate because there's basically no chance this comes around. And people are playing red, but I don't think anyone else is playing a red super aggressive deck, most likely. Kind of close pick. If I could only choose one of these cards, I would pick the Eidolon, but I think Incinerate is like 5 or 10% to come around, and Eidolon is like 40 or 50. So obviously very rough estimates there, but I think that pushes us towards the Incinerate here. Okay. Beaumont Courier is great. So is Fire Blast. So is Mutavault. Given that we're a bit light on strong playables, though, I'm not going to take the Mutavault. Would I rather have the Courier or the Fire Blast? Fire Blast is probably a stronger card. We have a decent amount of burn already, but that's good. I like having a lot of burn in these decks. 1-drops are a high priority. Well, they're both probably similarly likely to wheel. Fire Blast or Beaumont Courier? I think I'm going to take the Beaumont here. It is close, but we're a little threat light at the moment. We already have 3 burn spells. We only have 3 creatures. You want to have a lot of creatures and a lot of burn in these sorts of decks, but it's more important to have like cheap creatures to pressure them. And it plays well with a low curve. Yeah, I'm going to take the Beaumont. Close pick, though. Okay, here we see Runaway Steamkin, Richardson Port, Relic of Progenitus. Pyretic Ritual and Batterskull could both be sideboard cards, but nothing I'm super excited about. Bauble is okay if we get Dragon's Rage Channeler, and it plays well with Swift Spear, but it's not super exciting. Um, I might just take the Steamkin here. Richardson Port is good, but our curve is so low. We're going to be trying to curve out and not really take turns off to tap their lands, most likely. Steamkin might wheel, but I don't want to just keep on banking on the good red cards wheeling and not take any of them here early. And this card is really, really good. Although I guess it's only good if you're very heavy red. And maybe other people won't be heavy enough red to play it. But there's no other good red cards in the pack, really. I mean, Expressive Iteration is great. Port's good, but I think I'm going to take the Steamkin here. Okay. Kind of a bad pack for us now. Wear Tear's fine. Saheeli's not playable in this deck. Tundra's great, but not in this deck. I think I'll take the Mizium Mortars, but not play it in the main deck. Actually, maybe it's just better to have Wear Tear. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the Wear Tear. Mizium Mortars is good, but we already have some burn, and we don't have any ways to blow up artifacts yet. Plus, even if we're not fully splashing white, we have at least one white source. Like, that gives us a little bit of extra utility. Ooh, interesting. Probably just Feather Phoenix here. It's not the best, but it's definitely not bad. Skull Clamp is kind of interesting, but this isn't really a clamp deck. Yeah, let's take the Phoenix. Now we see two mediocre 3-drops versus a really nice colorless land. Not a very hard pick. Lodestone Golem is also an option, but yeah, I don't think we're doing combo-y things with this. Let's just take the nice land. Ah, alright, well, this is a bad pack. I guess we'll take Showdown of the Scalds. We're never playing Oblivion Stone. Yeah, we'll take this. It's a pretty good card if we end up with the mana for it. I think that's not super likely, but possible. Ooh, Figure of Destiny. Great late pickup. White is looking open here. But, yeah, I mean, we're not really Seething Song deck. We would maybe play Manamorphose for Steamkin plus with Spear synergies, but I would much rather just have a elite 1-drop. So, Firebolt, or no, Fire Blast and Eidolon are the two cards we really want to see wheel here. Also, just mentioned that on a more personal note, oh, nice. Okay, there's a Sacred Foundry, but definitely taking the Eidolon. Yeah, well, we can just ignore the white splash. It's fine. Mono red is open. I've had a lot of changes in my personal life recently. Switching jobs, starting a new job over the summer, moving across the country. Had a lot of travel. Kind of an insane amount of travel, actually. Very lucky for that. So if people are interested at all, let me know in the comments. I can let you all know about some of my various adventures across 4 continents. But in the meantime, we're hoping that Fire Blast wheels. That'd be a really good pickup. I mean, this deck is looking great. I think we'll be fine with or without it. But Fire Blast is very, very good for pushing the last points of damage across, burning them out. And we now have 12 spells that are absolutely elite. We don't really have anything else we can play in the board, unfortunately. I think this might have been the Fire Blast pack. Bit of a bummer not to see it come around. Do we want Stoneforge or March? Neither's very good. We have seen Batterskull and Skull Clamp going around here. I think I'm going to take the March, actually. So, how many more spells do we need? We could be a 17 land deck, given that we have Wasteland, Mishra's Factory, and Sunbait Canyon that are all kind of like spells. Okay, sure, we'll take a port. It's a nice pickup. Definitely now at a point where we're taking spells over utility lands, though. I do wish I had Smuggler's Copter over the Wasteland at this point. So if we put in 13 basic mountains, That puts us at 29, so we need 11 spells out of pack 3. It's a little dicey. We'll see if we can get there. Again, these cards are all very, very good. There's nothing here that's like a mediocre playable that we're just putting in the deck because we need to. But the fact that we have no even reasonable options in the board is unfortunate. I really don't want to have to splash white, given that we have 3 utility lands. But it's alright. We still got a few more picks, and we'll just get 12 amazing playables in pack 3. Alright, think I'll take Saheeli. I don't think we're ever playing this really, but Tide Taker is just so weak. And if we do end up splashing white, I'm not looking for more mediocre playables. We have enough cards to play if we're playing white. So I'm just going to take the mediocre playable that's in our main color. I don't really get what Saheeli's doing in this format. I don't think this card is very good. I'm sure this -2 has been really, really sick for some of y'all, but it's pretty weak overall, and then this static ability is also pretty weak. I guess making artifacts like in some sort of Urza Saga deck is maybe fine, but doesn't seem very strong. At some point, if y'all are interested, let me know, and I could do an analysis of all the changes. There was a ton of changes, as you probably know, for this format, way more than normal. So that's something I'm definitely happy to take a look at with y'all if you're interested. All right, let's take a Boros Signet and not play it. Student of Warfare, all right. And last pick, Jadar. Okay, so pack 3. Really, really hoping to get just ways to fill out the curve. I love that we have a low curve. Wouldn't mind a couple 3 and 4s. I mean, the card Lightning Bolt would be great. Obviously, a Mox would be amazing. Mox Ruby would probably be the single best card we could get here. Even better than Black Lotus for this deck, I think. Although, Lotus would be pretty nice. I would not complain with either. This pack is bad for us. Very bad. Lurrus is kind of interesting. We do meet the Lurrus restriction right now. Of course, that means we have to add a color. Alternatively, we could take, like, Perforos's Intervention, which is not very good. I would love to be able to do Lurrus. I think Lurrus adds a lot of value to these sorts of decks, but the mana is just so bad. We immediately have to cut all of these. I mean, we could just do that. We could just play, like, only Wasteland. And then bring in, like, Student. But we don't, yeah, none of these white cards are even playable, really. We could just bring in Wear Tear. We could play a Signet if we needed to. If it wheels, I'll do it, but I think I'm going to take the Perforos's Intervention here. Ooh, this is a great pack for us. Wow, yeah. Looting, Legionnaire, Rabblemaster, and Fiery Confluence all look great. I think I'm going to take the Confluence. This is just the best card. Really, really strong card here. Yeah, let's take that. Wow. Couple really good gold cards here. I think we should take the library, though. I know I've been saying, like, I don't want more utility lands, but this is such a good utility land. Yeah, I'll take the library. Also, this Wear Tear should just be in the deck. 2 mana, destroy target artifact is not sexy, but it is playable. Okay, now we see Bone Crusher Giant. Underworld Breach is kind of interesting. You can use this to just burn them out in some games, but we don't have Lightning Bolt. Yeah, let's just take the Stomp. If Breach wheels, I'll be happy. We'll take that. But yeah, easy Bone Crusher. Alright, things are coming together pretty well. I wish we had some power, of course, but this is still looking nice. Seven more spells. Can we play a random Kiki Jiki in this deck? Not really. It's so bad. Okay. So in some versions of this deck we could take Fiery Islet here, but that's definitely not where we're at right now. Chandra is fine. We have a reasonable amount of cheap burn to flashback. We can't flashback Fiery Confluence with it. I guess it's really just like Burst Lightning, Incinerate. Yeah, it doesn't seem that good. Let's take the Char. Alright, do we want a Braid or Hellrider? In general, I like keeping the curve down, but we're really low on top end, so we could play the Hellrider. It's not at its best in this deck, where we're a little bit light on creatures. We don't have Seasoned Pyromancer or anything like that. I think I'm just going to take the Braid, actually. Yeah, close pick, but we'll take the Braid. Really trying to keep the curve low with this deck and just play a lot of burn and burn them out. Interesting pick here. Red Elemental Blast is very, very good against a lot of decks, but I actually think I'm taking Wheel here. Wheel of Fortune is very good with our low curve and our high number of burn spells. Red Elemental Blast is very strong, but I think I'm going to take the Wheel. Among other things, I just want more main deckable cards. You can main deck Red Elemental Blast. In fact, I like to main deck it a lot when I have ways to loot it away when it's bad. If you're playing blue-red and you have Faithless Looting, Chart of Course, Jace Prodigy, then it's definitely a card you can main deck. But in this deck, I'd rather just have cards that are going to be good always. Oh, nice. Late Shieldbreaker is a great pickup. We have a lot of ways to blow up artifacts now, which I'm happy about. Maybe we'll be in a spot where we can cut wear. But I'm also still fine playing this many ways to blow up artifacts. That just shows how big a part they are of this format. And who knows, maybe Sunbait Canyon will let us blow up Urza Saga or something. Interesting. We did actually wheel the Luris. I just think we're just mono red at this point, though. So I'm going to take the Welder. Kind of close, but let's just stick to mono red. So ideally, we get 3 more spells out of the last 6 packs. If not, we have a few options. We could main deck Welder. We could play Signet. We could play Saheeli. We could play the 18th land. I think I like playing the 18th land the best out of those options. But hopefully we just get some wheels here. Alright, nice. Legionnaire is an excellent wheel. Sulfur Springs would help with the Luris plan, but let's just take the strong 2-drop. Creature count's still a little low, too, so a nice 2 mana, 3 power creature is a welcome addition. Right, we have 2 red cards here, but they're both pretty mediocre. Desperate Ritual is good in some red decks where you have like Rabblemaster, Layla, stuff like that, but I think I'm just going to take Gargadon here and probably not play it. Underworld Breach, I actually think I will play, though. It's not at its best here, but it's a good, like, mid-game, like curve topper. Like, just playing, like, Breach into Burst Lightning or something is a way you can win games. Interesting. Islet or Chandra? I think we're just going to take the Chandra and make sure we have enough good playables. We don't have any other red Planeswalkers, but just being, like, a card that makes 1/1s and then flashback spells is fine. Okay, got even wheeled the Hellrider. So at this point, the question is, do we want to cut Wear Tear or Breach? I think I'm going to cut the Wear Tear, given that we already have Fiery Confluence and a Braid and Breath Shieldbreaker, but we can bring it in some matchups. Alright, this came together really well. Let's cut this. So we have 13 red sources, some good utility lands, high land count for such a low curve deck, but again, a lot of these lands have additional abilities. Yeah, we'll run it like this. Deck seems sweet. I'll see you in round 1. Alright, here we are for round 1 on the draw against some old foils, and this is a perfect example of a hand with lands and spells that's not even close to being close, really. Very easy mulligan here, unfortunately. And again, someone who recognizes us, that's always a fun time. Some old foils, I hope you see this. You're famous. to a small audience. Leave a comment if you do end up seeing this. Always nice to play against someone who recognizes the channel. Although, if I could trade to get a good 7-card hand and be playing against an anonymous person, maybe I would do that. We'll see if they keep 7. They do. Hopefully we can get a good 6, and we can. Alright, nice. We'll keep, put back Chandra, I think. Yeah, we'll just keep the curve down a little bit. Robber of the Rich plays well when you mulligan. A Mishra's Bauble deck, huh? We have the Firebolt ready if they play Ragavan, but we're hoping to be able to get the Beaumont down on turn 1. And it looks like we will. Take 1. Never cast this card before. We'll see how good it is. Goblin Welder. So they're up to some shenanigans over there. Oh, really up to some shenanigans. Okay, few ways we could go here. I think we do want to kill the welder. Yeah, I think we just killed both. We just killed 2 things here. So we'll go kill your Mox. I'm more scared of that than the Lion's Eye Diamond. They could do some shenanigans with this Lion's Eye Diamond, maybe, but I just want to put them low on resources. Take 1. And now hopefully we can find a land next turn. Or, oh, they have nothing. Okay. Well, we're pretty likely to find a land now. Let's play Robber of the Rich. Swing with both, and then we can play Light Up the Stage. Right, land, stage. And we hit Eidolon plus Swift Spear, okay. Curving out pretty well here. They do find their island. We find a land. Okay, let's play land. Play this Swift Spear. Swing out. Tinker, huh. I don't think we have any good thing to get with that. Good to know that they have Tinker in their deck, though. And we'll play Eidolon and pass. And we can crack the Beaumont Courier for 4 cards, or just keep our board. Alright, they concede. So, blue-red artifacts. Definitely a matchup where we want the Wear Tear. I would love to be able to play March, but we're not really that kind of deck. Goblin Welder could be interesting. I don't think we want anything else from the sideboard. What do we want to cut from the main deck? I like all the threats. Could go Wheel on the draw. Yeah, they have like Mox and it seems like maybe some other cheap artifacts. I don't think Wheel is really where we want to be. And then I think we just cut Perverse's Intervention as just a mediocre card. It's like a kind of bad removal spell and kind of bad burn spell. Yeah, I think I'd rather run it like this. We could cut a land also on the draw, but let's just submit like this. Ooh, okay. No threats. I think I'm gonna keep it though. It's close, but they're on a mulligan. If we can just like kill their land, kill their artifact, buy some time to find some threats. It is very close. I wouldn't fault someone for shipping this. But it's a 5-lander, but I'm not counting Wasteland as a land here, really. I guess we did only see basics there, but they're very likely to have some non-basics in their deck. We'll see, though. I mean, if we just draw back-to-back mountains and they just pop off with a bunch of basic lands, we could easily lose. I'm going to really prioritize hands that have ways to kill an artifact in this matchup. Alright, probably doesn't really matter, but I'm going to Wasteland them in their upkeep just in case. Dies, Fire Bluff Canal. Oh, that's a scarier land. Nothing yet. We'll see what they play with it. We do have a Braid at the ready. Got a Thread Dynamo over there. Yes, you do. Please, nothing else. Okay, nice. So, definitely gonna kill this. I'm not okay with them having 7 or 8 mana next turn. So, Robber of the Rich is not active yet, which means I think we'll just play Porcelain Legionnaire next turn. Eidolon, is that better than Legionnaire? No, I think I'd still rather just get this down. It hits harder. I think it's kind of unlikely they play. I mean, maybe they just play like land Narset here, and Eidolon would have hit them for 2, but the extra power here is probably pretty relevant. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, that's fine. So let's go land, stomp to kill this. And this is only less than, right? Or more, yeah. So if we have the same number of cards in our hand, it won't work. So let's just play Eidolon first. Yeah, let's play Eidolon and then hit them for 3. So they get to do some looting here. Of course, at any point, they could just go, like, Mox. Oh, they have Tolarian Academy, too. Wow, lots of good, lots of powerful stuff over there. Tinker, Workshop, Academy, at least 1 Mox. But I like our position. Hopefully no Wormcoil Engine. Some old foils is deep in thought over there. Okay, Bowmaw Courier is not very scary. Is it Bowmod into Tinker, though? Looks like it is. Alright, so we'll just see what they get here. Some things in the game, some things don't. Blightsteel Colossus is potentially the worst case scenario. Bummer. Okay, how do we want to proceed? So we have 2 ways to win here. One is to try to kill them on the backswing. And the other is to try and just find some way out of their deck to kill this with Robber of the Rich. Like we could go land, Ragavan, Robber, swing with Robber, hope to hit a bounce spell of some sort. Are we going to be able to win on our next attack? Probably not. I think we need to just go for it, though. We're going to leave the Eidolon back to block this. We're going to go land, Robber, Ragavan. We get to look at 2 cards, potentially. We'll see what they block. I think this is, I mean, yeah, it's definitely unlikely to work, but I think this gives us a slightly better chance than playing Bone Crusher Giant. Hangerback Walker. So if they block the Ragavan, we cannot play the Hangerback. Not that Hangerback does much anyways. So they block there, they take 5. Down to 8. The question is, do we want to Firebolt their face? And I think the answer is yes. It does give them some information. Well, okay, let's think about how this is going to go. They attack us, we chump block with the Eidolon, go to 9 poison. They're also making another 2-2 with Fable. Then on our turn, and if we Firebolt them, then they're down to 6. We could flashback the Firebolt to kill their token, and then hit them down to 1. I think it is slightly better to do the Firebolt now. Although, if we held it, we could use the Firebolt and then still have 4 mana available in case we top deck like a Hell Rider or something. But I think if we top deck Hell Rider or, I mean, we definitely win if we top deck Fiery Confluence. If we top deck Hell Rider, they're at 6. The triggers put them to 3. Yeah, we win either way if we top deck Hell Rider. If we top deck Char, we also win either way. Is there any way where playing the Firebolt helps us then? Um, it might be. I think I'm gonna hold it actually, because if we draw like light up the stage or something, it would be better. I'd like to reveal Bolt here. I mean, yeah, Bolt would kill us. If they can kill the Eidolon, we're dead. Alright, so they get us. Close game. We could have put them to 4, of course, but we died to the Blightsteel. So, I mean, yeah, Blightsteel Colossus is good against us. We don't have any bounce or exile or anything. I think we just run it back and either hope they don't have that or hopefully we can kill them before they do it. Alright, on the play for game 3. Let's get a Ragavan. No Ragavan, but definitely keep. We have a way to kill an artifact. We have some good pressure. We have a removal spell for their Goblin Welder. Very, very strong hand. Think this is a situation where we go Robber of the Rich on turn 2, since it will be active starting on turn 2. They have a Welder. I think I'm not going to worry about that for now. Do we offer the trade? I think the answer is yes. Love to hit a Mox out of their deck. Fable, that's a great draw. Do they accept this trade? Yes, okay, that's fine. We have plenty more threats. So, yeah, we can still play the Fable if we attack with a Rogue this turn. Oh, whoops. That was a bad play. We were supposed to Embereth Shieldbreaker this first. Sorry about that. Do we even do that, though? No, I'm actually just going to play Eidolon, I think. No. We should not let them tinker. Yeah, let's kill this. But we did miss a Robber of the Rich trigger. We'll see if that comes back to bite us. Hopefully we can find some lands, of course. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. There's the lands. Okay, we found a lot of good stuff here, honestly. Fiery Confluence can burn them out pretty well. They find a bauble, okay. They should actually not crack this now. We'll see if they find the line. It makes it harder for us to trigger Robber of the Rich. What do we want to do on our turn? Is it better to play Chandra, Acolyte of Flame? We can't play Fable. So, yeah. I mean we could play Beaumont plus Shield Breaker or Chandra. Kind of close, I guess. Chandra hits for 1 more damage this turn. Shieldbreaker hits for 1 more damage next turn. I think I'm still going to play the Chandra, though, because it also lets us flashback Burst Lightning if we want to do that. It's kind of close. Either way, we cannot trigger Robber of the Rich. I would rather play Fable than either of these. So we'll hit for 4. Technically, we have lethal next turn with Fiery Confluence if they don't do anything. It's pretty unlikely that they don't do anything, though. Alright, this is the key turn. They just drew 9 new cards since their last turn. They don't have that much mana, but they could easily go land Mox, Blightsteel. There's the Mox. And Blightsteel is beatable here, possibly. But it would be a lot easier if they don't have it. Manamorphose for green, green. Interesting. Tinker's still available. Really, really hoping for no Tinker. No, it's not super likely. They saw 9 cards out of 28, so about a third. Hangerback Walker, that is fine. That is not a good draw. Hmm. We have a few options. A very interesting position. We could. Alright, let's just go through some of the options. Option 1, make 2 1/1s with Chandra and attack all out. They probably trade Robber of the Rich for Hangerback Walker. Then we could go Fiery Confluence to kill the Mox Emerald, blow up, kill both of their 1/1 blockers, and hit them down to 6. The downside of that is that we no longer have Fiery Confluence to try to burn them out. Alternatively, we could just. Well, leaving them with no artifacts is kind of tempting. Like, yeah, Fiery Confluence to just kill them is really strong. But I think it might be better to just kill all their artifacts here. And then we'll still have Chandra. We still have, like, a reasonable hand. They're at 6. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Very close, though. I guess otherwise we could, like... Oh, wait, Bloodfeather Phoenix. I forgot we have this. What if we Burst Lightning their face down to 8, return the Bloodfeather Phoenix... Maybe that's better. Getting the Phoenix into play seems good, and then holding the Confluence to try to kill them next turn. Yeah, I think I like that more. So let's target this Burst Lightning. Hit you. I forgot about this Phoenix. It's kind of sweet that we're getting value out of that. So we'll say yes. Return that to the battlefield. Play land. Swing with both. And then, do we want to abrade the Mox Emerald or play Embereth Shieldbreaker? I think we're just going to abrade the Mox Emerald because we're hitting them for 6 damage with Fiery Confluence next turn either way. So they do make this trade. No surprise there. Let's kill this. They can kill our Chandra, but again, like, we're planning on just killing them with Fiery Confluence next turn. It's possible that keeping the Chandra around is worth more than the 1 mana, but I don't think so. Tolarian Academy is really bad. They have 6 mana now, at least. They would have had 8 if we hadn't killed the Mox Emerald. Timeless Lotus. Okay. So I think we're going to be able to win with this Fiery Confluence. We can play around days. They don't attack. So we'll just go land. Confluence for 6. Boom. There we go. All right. Close match. Interesting match for sure. We're 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, here we are for round 2 against CPT Tantrum. We're on the draw once again, but we have a good hand. We can keep it. A bit heavy on the lands, but this is a place where Rishadan Port is much, much better than a basic. I kind of hope they play Soul Ring here on turn 1 and we can just blow it up while getting card advantage. We have 2 adventure creatures here. Zagoth Triome, okay. Get that figure down past turn. And then next turn, we have a few options. If they play something we can kill, we'll just kill it. And we can kill a small creature or an artifact. If they don't do anything, we could either level up the Figure of Destiny or port them to tap a land. Interesting. Factory. Hitting for one and tapping a land seems kind of mediocre, but they're unlikely to play something next turn if we do tap the land. The problem is we just don't have that much of a clock. But we're not developing our clock much either way. Like, putting a thing on this does mean we hit for one more damage, but I think I would rather just hit them for one and port them here still. Slow them down a bit. If they miss their land drop, then we know that the port has a lot of value. And if they just are developing fine, then we can just, we like miss out on one damage from this figure, but we can, next turn level up the figure, port them again maybe. What is this? Some sort of kill spell maybe? Oh, dismember? Sure. Alright, very happy with how we played this then. It's much better than trying to level that up on our turn. So we'll tap there, Triome, and F6. And if they do nothing, what do we do? I think we just play the Phoenix, given that draw. Not super exciting, but we'll get this other utility land into play. Play the Phoenix and pass. We have a couple burn spells, so it's very resilient to removal. Like, if they just play Ravenous Chupacabra here, no problem. They play Ophiomancer, medium problem, but not too much. They get to make a 1/1. Then we'll go Stomp to kill the Ophiomancer and port them. I guess technically we should attack first, but pretty much 0% to be relevant here. So hit them for 2, pass, tap their Ziggoth, try them again. And then next turn, we can Firebolt the token. It's not a super exciting exchange, but it's not the worst if it lets us also attack with a factory. So tap your land and pass. We'll see what they have. They have 4 mana, but they also had 4 mana last turn, and they didn't do anything too scary. They even attack for 1. Oh, do they fall in Shinobi? Yikes. Oh, no. Okay. They don't. They just hit for 1. Graveyard Trespasser. It's kind of annoying because that does survive our Firebolt, and it blocks our thing. So I think we just want to develop here. Let's go land, hit for 2, and then play Steamkin Bone Crusher. It means we're not porting them for a turn, but I think developing our board significantly is worth it. So they can hit us and exile their Ophiomancer, gain a life. Not great, but it's fine. Then if they do attack with the Trespasser, we have to decide if we want to trade with the Bone Crusher Giant or just take it and then attack back. This does represent life gain in the long run, which is a little annoying. But if they just hit us for 3 and then we hit back for 4, or they're only gaining 1 from this, then we hit back for 4, that is better on the damage front at least. Best case scenario is they just tap out for some big dopey artifact that we can kill. Like land Bolus's Citadel. Okay, I'm going to take 1 again. They didn't have the Shinobi last turn, so they're not that likely to have it this turn. Mancy to bring back Ophiomancer. Okay, that's not too scary. A Braid, good draw. So I think we just go all out here. Let's go Firebolt this. Put a counter on here. Then we Abrade this, discarding the land. And then we animate this and swing for 12. Pretty good turn. They're down to 2. The Firebolt in the graveyard is lethal. We have 3 mana with the Shield Breaker, but not enough, or with the Steamkin, but not quite enough to kill them right now. I guess I shouldn't have 6 in case they played Treachery or something, but alright, sweet. So, blue-black, unclear if they're like Reanimator or just mid-range playing a little bit of reanimation stuff. Either way, it doesn't change much because we don't have targeted graveyard hate. I do wish I had Relic for this matchup. I don't think we want Greater Gargadon. We don't want Welder. We definitely don't want Saheeli. Don't want the Wear Tear, I think. We didn't see any artifacts there. I think I'm still going to play the Embereth Shieldbreaker, but maybe not at its best. I think we just run it back. The deck's perfect. We already won in the draw. No problems. We haven't seen Ragavan on turn 1 yet, but that would be a lot of fun. Just like I said, turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Swift Spear, Firebolt your thing, swing for 4, make a treasure, play Figure of Destiny. Let's do that. Oof, okay. Light on lands here. We're playing 17 land, which is a high land count for this deck. So we're almost exactly 75% to hit our second land drop. We have a threat plus a 1 mana removal spell, and then some other 2 drops. Hellrider's kind of a dead card. I think I will keep it though. This is the kind of hand where if this deck was really broken and we had like the potential for the turn 1 Black Lotus Chandra draws, maybe we could mulligan, but we don't have, like, we have a kind of flat power level. This hand has a really good curve if we hit even 1 land drop. Underworld Breach, easily the worst card we could have drawn. Alright, so exactly 50-50 to hit a land here. It would be way, way better if we did. If we missed the 3rd land drop for a few turns, but we're able to be developing with 2 mana spells, it's totally fine. But if we just do nothing next turn, that would be a disaster. Come on, Mountain. Library of Alexandria. Okay, that's a kind of interesting one. Do we want to go on the library plan or play Bloodfeather Phoenix? I think we do go on the library plan here, honestly. Playing Bloodfeather Phoenix is fine, but it's not that exciting. And being able to it basically comes down to how combo-y they are. If they just put Archon of Cruelty into play on turn 4 or 5, we're gonna lose probably either way. We could try to kill them before they combo, but I think I'm gonna treat them more like a fair deck. Yeah, this is exactly what we were hoping for, something like that. Now we can just draw an extra card, kill our thing, just play a fair game, but where we're drawing 2 cards a turn. I would like to land here. Not a land, so we'll kill this, and then hit for 2. And then I think I'm going to library in my upkeep next turn. They're debating if they want to scry 1 or chump block. They decide they would rather have 1 scry than 2 life. Top, that's a bit scary. So hit for 2. If we find a land, we wouldn't even really want to library, but if we don't find a land, I want to be able to dig deeper towards the land. We have 15 lands out of 29 cards, so again, like reasonably over 75% here, bumping up on 80 maybe. Um, I think that's worth it. Dismember our thing. That's exactly what you want when you're playing library, just one for one exchanges. So we're hoping to find land in our two draws. Nice. Okay, we'll play land. Do we want to play Eidolon or Phoenix? Phoenix is better against removal, but we're good against removal either way. I think I'm still gonna play Phoenix though. We don't have any ways to discard it. Yeah, let's play the Phoenix. Pass turn. Phyrexian Tower, okay. They have 5 mana. Duress, okay, this is totally fine. This is exactly why we went on the library plan. It feels so hopeless to be playing black 1-for-1s against Library of Alexandria. They take the breach, that's fine. The only thing we're afraid of is a strong proactive play. Bitter Blossom is kind of the opposite of that. Time Walk is good, but still, I mean, they're down to 1 card. The Bitter Blossom is also a bit of a liability against all our burn. We're holding, what, 9 points of burn right now? Plus Firebolt in the graveyard. Recurring Nightmare. They can bring back Woe Strider if they want to. It's not that scary. I guess what they've done, yeah, I would much rather have played Eidolon against this board. They would have taken 6. Was not expecting a Time Walk turn. But I guess maybe we're in a situation where we are probably winning against anything other than Time Walk, so probably would have been better to play Eidolon last turn. Now, do we want to library in our... Or no, we can't even library in our upkeep. So we'll take our draw step, see what we find. Braid. Okay, I think I will draw a card here. Playing Chandra is not that impressive. Hopefully we can find lands. Bummer. Okay, let's attack, and then I think just play Eidolon and pass. You could just start pointing a bunch of burn spells at their face. Burn, like, incinerate them down to 9. I think I'd rather develop the board, though. It's a little unfortunate we're still stuck on 3 lands, but we're doing alright. Again, it really just comes down to whether or not they can put some huge lifelinking thing into play. Archon of Cruelty would be bad. They have 2. This can add 2 mana, right? Yeah, 2, 4, 6. But they have Recurring Nightmare in hand, so they could also just go Entomb Recurring Nightmare, and that would probably win. I'm totally fine just taking 3 here. In fact, I actively want this to stay out of the graveyard. I guess they can sack it for 2 mana, play Recurring Nightmare, bring it back, make more goats, but, like, these goats are not that big of a problem. And Recurring Nightmare hits them for 2. They just pass. Okay, let's take the draw step, I think. We draw land, which is great. Then I think we should play Hellrider and swing. Yeah, let's do that. They may have a way to kill it, but they're probably taking 2 damage again if they do that. All right, we at least get the attack triggers, so that puts them down to 8 right off the bat. They're going to 7 off the Bitter Blossom, and they have all these creatures coming in. If they go chump chump, take 2 down to 6, we can potentially burn them out next turn. They could also go to 4, but yeah, I feel like they need to chump block there. All right, feeling pretty good about this position. They get to scry 2, but we're approaching a point where we can even win through the Archon. Looking at this art on this Bone Crusher Giant, it feels like it should deal more than 2 damage. He's about to wreck this guy. I guess this guy only has 1 toughness. That's why it's so stark. Alright, you're at 6, going to 5. We have Eidolon in play. We'll take something pretty special here. And Eidolon blocks a lot of the most weird things. I mean, they can't storm off or anything. They could, like, put a hasty Grizzlebrand into play, maybe. But even that, I think we could beat. And if they just pass and let us untap, then we're totally good. Draw. I mean, we're holding lethal burn spells. Let's just go to combat. All right. Pretty smooth sailing. We're 2-0. I'll see you in the finals. All right, here we are for the finals. We went 0 for 3 on the die roll, so that kind of sucks, but this hand's great, so we'll definitely keep it on the draw against Excelente, both keeping 7. We finally have Ragavan on turn 1. This would be such a good hand on the play. Turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Wasteland you. 2-0, of course. Alright. No longer need that stop for now. Good draw. Obviously just dropping the Ragavan. Oh man, I get a little rush leading on Ragavan, especially in a format that they're not that likely to be able to kill it, and they can't. Alright, amazing. We get to connect with a Ragavan. Hmm. I guess we just play Robber of the Rich here. Yeah, we're not going to get the trigger this turn, but that's okay. Robber of the Rich. If they have a board sweeper next turn, it's kind of bad. No point in playing the Beaumont Courier here. We can do that next turn if we want to. So we'll pass. Preordain, okay. Top, bottom, all basics over there, so the Wasteland's not doing too much yet. Good draw, very good draw. So let's play land, Beaumont Courier, and then attack, and we will get the Robber of the Rich trigger. Path to Exile. Okay, sure. I'll take the land. Still get the Robber of the Rich trigger. Oh. My bad. Yeah, that was definitely a misplay. We were supposed to abrade this in response, but it's not the end of the world. Let's just pass. We're still ahead here. Upkeep abrade this. So yeah, with the path trigger on the stack, we're supposed to abrade the Azorius Signet, which means we get the Robber of the Rich trigger. Could end up coming back to bite us, although we're holding technically 12 points of burn in hand, and they just only have 3 basic lands over there. Pretty much anything is a good draw here. Land would let us empty our hand for this Beaumont Courier faster, and then any spell we can cast when we have 5 mana. Blue-white control is the final boss. That's kind of cool. I like playing against control with these decks. Okay, that's fine. If they bounce the courier, so be it. If they bounce the robber or the rich, also so be it. That's just not that scary here. Okay. Right, let's play Robber of the Rich, go to combat. Or no, no. Also play this, so we're not going to make the same mistake twice. Play this, so we get our thing. We'll send this there, this at you. And we'll just pass. And if they sweep our board now, it's kind of fine. We can just firebolt them, bring back the Phoenix, and then set up for lethal. Bribery. Okay, that does very little against us. We don't have any creatures that cost more than 2 left in our deck. Just this one Bone Crusher Giant. In fact, I think we can kill them next turn unless they have Force of Will. Their deck looks good. I mean, all of their fixing, I guess, looks bad so far, but all of the 5 spells we've seen are pretty elite in blue-white control, but not particularly good against us. Bribery's terrible. Teferi is mediocre. Path is pretty bad. Preordain and Signet are always going to be decent, but definitely like this matchup. Oh, right, they have Hellrider. Okay, that's fine. Underworld Breach not looking great here. We could double burn spell this. Or just double burn spell their face. If we just play Firebolt and Bone Crusher Giant on their face, and then attack with... We could also just Fiery Confluence their face. Like, so, swing for 2 with the Bloodfeather Phoenix. Put them to 9, then Fiery Confluence them to 3, and then just try to burn them out next turn. Or we could double burn spell the Hellrider so we can attack with everything, and we could even get in with the Mishra's Factory then. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think that's a little better there. Firebolt. Stomp. And I think I am going to animate this, just push damage. It means we can't use Robber of the Rich quite as effectively, but that's okay. Oh, maximum punished. That's fine, though. Time Walk would, of course, just win. If we had not attacked with the factory, we could have Time Walked, but that's fine. That is good to know about, too. Their deck looks great. I don't think we're making any changes here. Gargadon's definitely not good against a fairy. We saw 1 artifact, but I don't think we need Wear Tear. We don't really have any cards that look bad. Wheel of Fortune might be bad in some situations, but yeah, let's just run it back. Gonna be on the draw again, but that's okay. Alright, game 2 of the finals. We're definitely gonna keep this. No, like, having Ragavan with no turn 1 red source is kind of funny, but we might prefer to lead on Library of Alexandria anyways in this matchup. Hopefully we find a red source in our first couple draws, though. If we just brick for the next 2 draws and then have to go to discard, it's kind of annoying. Time Walk, alright, fair enough. We'll see what they're able to accelerate into. Hopefully they just have counter magic up. If they play Teferi, it's fine. Stand by it, it's fine. They do that. Okay, so if we find a red source, we can kill that with Swift Spear. Come on, red source. Brutal. That really sucks. Okay, so we'll just go to discard, pitch the light at the stage. We really need to find land. I mean, if we just are drawing 2 cards a turn but never playing lands, it's not going to help too much. Okay, that shuts down the Ragavan pretty effectively. We do have Wasteland to kill it, though. Oh, man, they have Mox, Time Walk. Their deck is really strong. Big Teferi. Okay, I think we just die now. That sucks. That's really frustrating. Their deck is great. We needed to be on the play here, and we needed to find the red source. Come on, deck. Please give me a land. Mountain. Okay. It's more of a priority to develop our board than to be using library. So let's play Swift Spear. I think we're just going at the Teferi here. Counterspell, alright. Legionnaire. Pass. We can library next turn if we want to. It's just going to be really hard to keep up, though, with the double Teferi combo. Their deck is so good. Jeez. I think when we're on the play, we're still a slight favorite, but only slight. And we'll see, too. If they have, like, Solitude, Batter Skull, that sort of thing, we may not be the favorite after all. Liquor Wisp? Okay. That doesn't do that much. I wish we had a 1-mana answer to it, though. Okay, so presumably they pass back. We are going to library and then, I guess, incinerate this and try to kill their little Teferi. They have a lot of mana available, though. If they have Solitude or something, I'll probably just concede. So let's draw. Not like Hellrider seems decent here, but it's so likely they have an answer of some sort. Ooh, interesting. Okay, let's incinerate this. Well, you know what? No, let's send this at Big Teferi. If they chump block, I think that's fine. And if they take it and then we can incinerate the Big Teferi, that's also fine. Okay. So we'll play Waste. Oh, wait. Venser. Dang. Okay. So Venture bounces this. We need to kill the Caracas, of course. Caracas Venser is pretty backbreaking. So we'll kill this, pass turn. And just Teferi sitting there plussing every turn. Hard to beat. We need them to flood out pretty hard here. Okay, they kill off their thing to bounce the Legionnaire. That's fine. And then hit with both. Interesting. I think we just want to develop our board here. Just put a bunch of creatures into play and try and set up for a big Hellrider swing. So let's go land. Legionnaire. We're going off the library plan. I think we're past that point of this game. Vendilion click. Okay. Okay, we're getting to the point where we need to just kill one of their creatures, unfortunately. I guess we could incinerate the click in response. Maybe that's better. They do take the incinerate. Alright, so we'll just go with the original plan. Just develop our board. Set up for a big backswing. Okay, yeah, we're all right. We're dead. I guess on board they put us to one, but we just don't have a path to victory from there. So, all right, you got us. Their deck is great, but we're on the play this time. Hopefully, we can find a red source. I don't think we want this. Yeah, let's just run it back. That was a keep, at least on the draw for sure. But we did end up not being able to impact the board as well as I would have liked. All right, not great hand, but decent curve, lands and spells. Can't really ship this. So I think I'm just going to level this up. It's not an exciting turn two, but playing a 2-1 shield breaker doesn't seem correct, especially when we've seen a couple artifacts. That is a great draw, though. That solves that problem. We'll just play this and hit for one. Hopefully no time walk. I would love to just see an Azoria Signet here. Okay. Yeah, I'll just play my things. If they want to counterspell this, that's fine. Playing Bone Crusher Giant would push for more damage immediately, but I'd rather just set up a bit. Alright, solid board. I mean, if they just go Time Walk, like land Time Walk into Day of Judgment or something, the game is probably over. But they don't do anything there, alright. Perforos's Intervention. So we've seen Click and Spell Queller here. I think we just want to go to attacks. Alright, I think I'll just level this up. They may have a Path to Exile here. It's fine. Path to Exile is good with our sets up our Perforos's Intervention. It's kind of hard to say. I guess we'll un F6. Our hand's, like, fine. It's not amazing, but we're going to have reasonable cards to play no matter what they take here. Okay. This is fine. They can trade with one of our small creatures or just take the damage. They take it down to 7. Yeah. I mean, we're in a good spot here. We don't have any burn to speak of, just 2 damage. Okay. They need some sort of Time Walk turn here. Teferi into Time Walk would be bad. Please no Time Walk. Yes, just pass, just pass. Okay, nice. So we untap. Let's go land, Abrade. I mean, we're threatening lethal here. Mana drain. Okay, I think that should be game then. Stomp. That's 7 damage. No Solitude, and nice. Alright, sweet. Got the trophy. Feels good for the first recording of the league. That's 2 in a row. I played 2 warm-up leagues last night. Trophy the second. And that is 2 in a row now. Let's pull up the deck list. You know, the first deck being mono red feels kind of weak. I don't think we forced it. Like Ragavan into Ragavan into Firebolt's a really good start. That is flexible. We could have taken Polluted Delta. We could have taken the Kiki Jiki, but definitely can't argue with the results. Red was pretty open. It didn't seem as open in pack 1, but by packs 2 and 3 it was pretty open. We were able to get some late wheels, and we had a few good things going. So First, I'll say the utility lands were great. Wasteland was very strong. Library was good. Factory. We used all four of the colorless utility lands at various points to good effect. I don't think we ever sacked Sunbait Canyon, but it also we just didn't really draw it. And then we had a great low curve, having four elite one-drop creatures into like lots more two-drop creatures, lots of burn, pretty light on the top end. I know the curve looks kind of high here, but keep in mind like two-drop, one-drop. So the curve is not. We didn't have this many threes, and yeah, the deck was just solid, consistent, fast. We lost a lot of die rolls, but we were fast enough that we were able to make up for that and get the trophy. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.